Um, we're here today to talk about Transformers, which Rubik's Cube, I mean, it doesn't actually transform. It's more than meets the eye, and it moves. And you know what? We're gonna stop with that. So we're gonna talk about that, and we also have some news about Batman. Um, let's go. Let's have a conversation about Transformers: Rise of the Beast. Currently, this film sits at a 55% with the critics and an 88 with the audience, which I think is kind of fascinating because if you go back to the film that immediately precedes it, 2018's Bumblebee, that was a 91 with the critics,
Wow.
with a 74 from the audience. So it seems like Rise of the Beast might be a bit of a crowd pleaser by comparison, but we'll find out. I'm curious. Danny, would you like to give your Mastodon? We've decided we're going to move away from Twitter. We're going to do
We're going away from Twitter. Are we going Mastodon?
Yeah, we're gonna do toots. We're gonna do like because mastodons they have trunks and they toot, I guess.
Do they? Mastodon? Are you getting?
Sounds like a fart joke to me.
I was gonna get there. That's why I did this. Like maybe. Danny, let's hear you toot.
But well, we'll keep that one silent and deadly. You know
I
what?
really need to get
enjoyed
like
this
a
film.
soundboard where I can throw in some like fart sounds and stuff like that.
Let's hear you toot. Only if I watch you juggle. Or do a Rubik's Cube. Back to focus, stay on point. I enjoyed this film a lot more than I was expecting to. I really did. It's got some cheesy as hell writing. It's got some typical Transformer. I don't understand how that got to their story plot lines, but it's got enough of a heart in it and enough decently shot action for me to actually really enjoy this film. It's not quite on the level of Bumblebee, but it's definitely a fun time at the cinema. I'm super glad it's not a Michael Bay Transformers film. I enjoyed it a lot more than I was expecting to. I'm
All
pleased
right.
about that. Happy about that.
Okay. Yeah, much like what you're saying, one of the notes that I had was I guess Michael Bay was the problem all along. I really enjoyed this film. One of the things I like the most about it is getting to introduce the Maximals. As somebody who grew up watching Beast Wars, this is a lot of fun for me, especially having Optimus Primal be voiced by Ron Perlman, who is, Pacific Rim, one of my favorite actors. I love Ron Perlman. So I really enjoyed this film. Stephen Caple Jr., he brought it, and it is apparent that this soft reboot of Transformers with 2018's Bumblebee was not a fluke. Yeah. But that said, you want to jump into spoilers?
Oh, sure. Yeah, let's get into it. It's not an unflawed movie, and it has some stuff in it that I'd love to talk about. But I'm happy to talk about this film. Let's go for
Okay.
it. Where do you want to start?
Oh, and I'm sorry. Before we jump into spoilers proper, sorry, Kyle. Let's get your letter grade.
Oh, now I'm going to give it a solid C.
Okay.
Yeah, I was toying with a C plus, but I think a C is where I genuinely sit with this film. But
Okay.
a happy C. I'm a happy C.
Happy C. All right.
Yes.
So a high C? No, a middle
High
C.
C.
High C. For me, I'm
High
going to go with
C.
a solid B. I struggled with what do I expect from a franchise based on a toy line.
Yeah.
For me, this was a crowd pleaser. If you are somebody that was a fan of 2018's Bumblebee, you will be sustained, right? Like this was for me, it was at least as good as that, if not slightly better.
Yeah.
While John Cena's acting has improved generally, not good in that film. And so him being such a big part of that kind of hurt. So yeah, solid B. All right.
I think
Spoilers.
that probably by the end of this conversation, Jonesy, you will convince me to go to see